Hello friends, welcome to Suresh Aggarwal's Mathematics Shortcuts. Yet another video for all my dear subscribers and all those maths lovers all across the globe who love short tricks, who love skipping steps and doing the calculations 10x faster. This is an amazing video in which we have some special type of questions where multiple square roots exist in a single question. So you would have seen these questions in various competitive exams, whether at school level where you have the Olympiads and at the college level or at placement level. Everywhere these questions are asked, and these questions relate to problems which involve multiple square roots. That means square root, square root, square root, so many square roots in a single question. So let me tell you that this particular trick which I am going to demonstrate here will solve so many of your problems of quant exams, and this is a part of our ebook of short tricks. Chapter number 4, simplifying squares, cubes, square roots and cube roots. So we are going to do everything in this series of videos, and I hope you are watching the previous videos, because maths is always cumulative. You study one concept, you apply it to crack the next concept, and that's why knowing the basics is really important. So friends, let me tell you about the ebook of short tricks I just mentioned. It contains 350 such short methods which help you crack the quant exam, and this will go a long way in your preparation for any exam you are preparing for. So friends, let's study the concept used in the trick and what type of problems are asked in the competitions. Then I will tell you the short trick. Sometimes you must have seen like a number 7 having a square root, and see I put a big square root here. There is a reason. The number inside the square root, that is 7, is multiplied by square root of 7 again, and this square root, the second square root, contains another square root of 7, and this might go on and on, maybe 3 times, 4 times, 5 times, 10 times, and you are asked to find the answer for these type of questions. So I can have more square roots. This keeps on repeating. Now this is one type of question. The second type of question is when you have similar type but like this. Like suppose you have a number like 6 and there is a square root of 6, and now instead of multiplying we are adding another square root of 6 like this, and adding another square root of 6 like this, and this might go on and on like this. So you are asked to find what is the value of this particular question. See, traditional methods of removing the square roots is not going to work because they might go up to infinity. And likewise, I'll tell you one more question. Suppose you have in place of the plus sign we have the minus sign, like square root of, we have 30, and then minus square root of another 30, minus square root of another 30, minus, and this process goes on and on. So all these questions which I have written here can be very comfortably cracked within 3 seconds. Yes, when I say within 3 seconds, the multiple choice will highlight the answer and you can just observe the question and tell the answer. Let's see the first type of question. So here we have the product. You can see square root of 2 times square root of 2 times square root of 2. I mean the last square root is contained within the second last square root, and then the second last square root is contained within the first square root, like that. So what happens here is the concept behind the trick is you do from the innermost square root. So 2 raised to power half, this is root 2, and then this is multiplied by another 2 which is in the square root. See, I just wrote square root of 2 as 2 raised to power half, and then we have another 2 with this like this. So law of exponents, you have to add 1 and half. This will give you 2 raised to power 3 by 2, and then you have a square root which means power 1 by 2, and then this is multiplied by 2 with a square root. See how complicated the things get if you don't use the short trick. I'll tell you the short trick in a while. So this becomes 2 raised to power 3 by 4 and this is 1. So 1 plus 3 by 4 is 7 by 4. So 2 raised to power 7 by 4 with a square root gives 2 raised to power 7 by 4 times half, that is 2 raised to power 7 by 8. Now if there are more square roots, then the situation gets more complicated. Like here you have 5 square roots. So how far you will go? It is always tough to do stepwise, especially in competitive exams where you have very less amount of time. Right. So let's see the short trick for solving this question. Now the number inside the square root is 2. Like here the number is 8. So I will consider this number as x. Okay. And there is something called n. What is n? N is the number of square roots contained in the question. How many? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So n is 5 here. And in this case, x is 2 because you have 2 being repeated, and then n is 3 because there are 3 square roots. So the short trick says the direct answer for this question will be x raised to power 2 raised to power n minus 1 over 2 raised to power n. Now you need to remember this trick, and let's apply this directly using x equal to 2 and n equal to 3 here. So x is 2. So we have 2 raised to power something. 2 raised to power n. N is 3. So 2 raised to power 3 is 8 minus 1 over 2 raised to power 3, 8, and you have the answer 2 raised to power 7 upon 8. Look at this. The same answer here. And the trick works so wonderfully well. Now if you apply it here, the base is 8 and the exponent will have 2 raised to power n minus 1 over 2 raised to power n. N is 5. So 2 raised to power 5 is 32. So 32 minus 1 over 32. So what is the answer for the question? 8 raised to power 31 over 32. This is the answer for the question. And how much time will you take to do this? You don't have to write all these things. You know the trick, you know the answer. Likewise, suppose you have a question where you have a plus sign. So when we have a plus sign, what do? We just have to check which number is there inside the square root. Here you have 12, and fortunately for us, we will get only those numbers in the square root which can be expressed as a product of 2 consecutive natural numbers. Like 12 can be written as 3 times 4. Like here we have 182. So if you make factors of 182, you will see that this actually is 13 times 14. And every time we are going to get a question which can be represented like this. So once you represent the number inside the square root like this, the next step will give you your answer. When there is a plus sign here in the question, then the larger number which you have obtained is your final answer. So the answer for square root of 12 plus square root of 12 plus square root of 12 up to infinity is 4. Likewise here, now you can guess, we wrote it as 13 times 14. So the answer will be 14. Very easy, right? And what happens if there is a minus sign? Like here, you have 2 different questions, and again the same observation. The number inside the square root will invariably be expressed as a product of 2 consecutive natural numbers. So here for 56, you can write 56 as 7 times 8. 7 8s are 56 consecutive numbers, and 90 as obviously 9 times 10. Now this time, since there is a minus sign in the square roots and it is carrying on up to infinity, here also we have a negative sign. So the answer will be the smaller number which you have obtained. That means this square root will have 7 as the answer and this square root will have 9 as the answer. So 3 different concepts and 3 different types of multiple square root questions being solved so easily. So friends, you need to share all these videos with your friends who are struggling in such concepts and looking to qualify the quant exams comfortably. And for that, just need to pick up the link and share it in your WhatsApp groups. That will be a great help. And do not forget to subscribe our YouTube channel Suresh Aggarwal's Mathematics Shortcuts for more such amazing videos. And along with the subscribe button, you need to click this bell shaped icon. So if you click that, you will be getting all the notifications of future uploads on this amazing channel. Solve these questions and see the previous year questions. Try to crack them using the trick and let me know, can you solve it in 3 to 4 seconds? All the best.